All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Industry Insights. Today we have Andre Roseberry, the CEO of Rasakti. Hi, Andre, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on our show.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me, actually.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Andre, tell me a little bit about Rasakti. What is it that you guys do? And ultimately, what industry are you guys in?
Well, we're in the aerospace industry. We focus on producing maintenance tools for aircraft engines. So basically, 100 and few employees working for us, mostly machinists and welders, assemblers, and all these kind of workers to support manufacturing of the product. So we go from raw material to finished goods, and we're going to support anything needed to disassemble, assemble, calibrate, test, transport the engines of the aircraft, and basically ground support equipment.
Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into this space.
Yeah, this is gonna maybe disappoint you a little bit. Many people think I have an engineer degree or something. I really went out of school pretty young because I was in love with this girl, and so I got this job from my father because I didn't have any degree to be hired by anyone. So I started in 2099. I mean, sorry about that, 1999, as a Canada IT guy for the company. And then I switched to operations. I did purchasing. I went to sales a little bit and all these kind of stuff. And at the end, I ended up buying back the companies from the owners who were for sale because they were just ready to retire. So I only got the chance to have necessary contacts to finance the deal, and that's how I got there.
Okay, excellent. So you've worn multiple hats within the business. Which has been your favorite responsibility or hat to wear?
Yeah. um, Actually, this is the ownership hat is the one I love most.
Why
Yeah,
is that?
I don't know why. It's just I love. There's a. It's pretty tricky because you can decide to do whatever you want, but actually you have a great responsibility also to make things happen and to act like a watcher. Am I using the right word? These people are relying on you and they're still following you to have a clear vision of where they need to go. And wearing this hat is pretty exciting, actually. So this is the one I love most.
So CEO, owner of a large aerospace company, making tools and wells and machinery for planes.
Yeah.
Are you guys both in the private sector and then also having defense contracts, or who are your clients?
Well, basically any maintenance centers for the engine and engine OEMs. These are roughly our customers that we target. We have some defense people as well. We worked for the U.S. military a little bit in the past years. We're working slightly for the Canadian military as well, but basically it's 96 or 97% all business aircraft engine customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're hiring engineers, when you're hiring people to work for you,
Mm.
what are some of the things that you look for in applicants? And then what are some of the things that you absolutely avoid?
Um, the first thing is it a cultural fit? Plus, does the person have the knowledge or the competence or the background to do whatever we want him to do? So, as an example, when we want to hire someone to operate the machines. We're going to look at his past experience on quality performances. What kind of precision can he achieve? Does he know the aerospace industry requirements? And basically, is he going to be a pain in the ass, or is he going to be a guy who really want to succeed? um, what I hate most as an owner is to motivate my employees. Now, I met a guy, his name is Keith, and he said to me, the secret in business is to hire someone who's self motivated to do the job because it's much less energy required from the owner to make things happen. So this is basically what I look forward to. And we clearly don't want any kind of painful person always crying, complaining, getting late, who needs to be motivated. I just don't want these people.
You mentioned cultural fit as being important.
Yeah.
How, as an owner, are you assessing cultural fit for Rasakti?
Um, my HR department is clearly in the fit, and these people have been there for about 30 years or so. So they know what I look forward to. So hiring like machine people or really the shop guys has is getting easier and easier because I've been with them for a while. Obviously, for some higher level of hiring, I'm gonna just make sure to talk a lot for many hours with the person before hiring. This is sometimes it's just a matter of feeling, you know. It's just you talk with the person and you try just to identify the type of personality they have. I don't think there's a, you know, we have our core values and we just like identify them. Are they going to be a fit or not with the values? That's roughly that.
So you've been in the aerospace business for 20 plus years, and I'm confident you've seen many changes within the industry. Can you talk a little bit about some of those changes and then how you've been able to adapt to those changes?
um yeah, if I would say for my business, the major change has been the quality demand by my customers. In the past few years, we've seen the quality request going always up and up and up and being harder and harder to achieve. So that at the end of the day, only the top performers are remaining like active suppliers of these guys. So the secret is to always focus on doing what the other guys are just not capable of doing. And this is going to make sure we're going to get more jobs. And I often tell my employees when they complain that X or Y customer is too, picky or I don't know what. I'm just gonna say like we have to say thank you to this guy because he's just helping us ensuring we're gonna have job for the next few years. That's great. Nobody else is gonna do that. Too hard. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the structure of your company. So you have the executive team, you have the HR, you have the machinists, you have the engineers. Tell me a little bit about those different branches and then ultimately how they work together under your leadership to achieve the goals that you set.
Well, I will humbly say under my leadership, I'm just trying to make to make it work. I'm still too young to be, a strong leader or I don't know what. But really my focus is having these different teams. We have a COO which does an incredible job at managing the workflow and making sure that things happen on time and improve efficiency. We have sales department that is ran by someone who works remotely from us. Obviously, he's more focused on meeting customers and coaching my reps. We have the HR department, which is just trying to figure out how to get more and more people on board. And then you just have like the financial department, which is ran by me, basically, also because we're just 100 people. So it's kind of possible for me to do both. And then I just have to meet them most of the time once a week. We do a 2 hours business review. This is something I implemented recently. Well, I mean, in the past few months. So every week we just meet all together, the top managers, and we just share where we are, where we're focusing, and I make sure that their focus is on what I want to focus on. If I do this weekly, it's easier to adjust than if I do this quarterly or yearly, So they are aware of the targets. We have measurables, they have to reach it, and that's the only thing I'm doing. It's not there's no like leadership secret. Let's talk to them and let's Tony Robbins this thing, and I don't know. I don't do this. I used to do it. I used to do it. I used to be like, I'm gonna be the next Tony Robbins. And at the end of the day, I said to myself, that's full of shit. I don't want that. I just want these people to help me make more money.
So
So,
uh, what I'm hearing from you is set clear goals, be an effective communicator, and make sure that you're taking time for everybody to be on the same page, and then also trust those people who are expected to execute those goals.
trust those people. No, I've been trustful. This is a mistake I've done. I've trusted them and I relied on them too much, and it cost me a lot of money, and it prevented us from growing. So the reason why I meet them every week is I don't really trust them. I just yeah I don't feel any kind of love for them, and I tell them like very bluntly, the reason you're here is because you're successful in your job, and I want to see it every week because I don't trust you. That's the kind of way I talk to them, straightforward.
So
So
tell me
tell me
a few other things that you know now that you wish you knew 10 years ago or 5 years ago.
Oh my God, you really want to know that?
I do.
I thought really I'm gonna tell you this is very like between you and me, okay? I
Okay.
thought I would change the world. I thought like when I was 25 or 28 years old that because I'm here the world is gonna change. And then I met someone who told me this is just not gonna happen. You're not gonna change the world. You have to come back on earth and do your job. And my life started to change when I stopped focusing on that. So if I knew before that this thing was really not what to focus on, like changing the world is not my destiny, I would be much more successful today because I would have focused way before on getting results instead of changing the world, which is unmeasurable, like solving global blindness. You just don't do that. You can have a target that's abstract. You can't measure solving global blindness. But anyways, that's what I would change really.
So that goes
So
back
that
to
goes back.
our earlier point of setting clear and measurable goals.
Clearly, I mean, that's the secret to succeed. If I would understand today that it's more about being financially healthy for the company so that you can maintain the employment and help the company to grow instead of focusing on employees' happiness, for example, which is a good way to change the world. Let's be happy and smoke and have fun. So, yeah, you're right. Having clear goals is pretty, pretty, pretty good. And as you can see, as I'm with you right now, I'm with my employees as well. So it's kind of fun sometimes. I mean, I'm not coming to the office and dude, tell me that. No, no, no. I'm very funny. I tell jokes. We laugh a little bit. You would be amazed at what kind of jokes we can have when we have a lunch together with my managers. But anyways, at the end of the day, what matters is you're gonna still be part of the jokes if you perform. So they know it, and you know how funny I can be, so then they're gonna perform just to have the chance to sit with me and have my the funny guy coming up.
I love it.
I love it too.
Give me and our viewers who are age range 18 to 25, 2 pieces of actionable advice that you think everybody in that age range should know?
Oh my God. If you think it's going to be easy, just don't do that. I mean, quit right now. You have to expect it's going to be hard. And the only reason you're going to succeed is if you practice and focus on one thing that you want to achieve. And you're going to get like momentum into it and you're going to make things happen much easily, you know? But you have to work hard and expect it to be hard. That's, I mean, to start the engine, it's much harder than having it roll, you know. So there's a lot of training, a lot of humility. At 18 years old, I thought I knew everything. I would really think I knew everything, and that what I thought was the right thing to think. And I know today that I'm way years of knowing anything, anyways. So I know nothing. I humbly say it, and just expect it to be tough. You know, you're gonna be ready.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Andre, two more questions.
Yeah.
One is, CEO of a company have a lot of demands. How do you separate your work life from your life? And is there a separation?
It's pretty hard because I often work from home. First of all, I'm not a Facebook friend of anyone who works for me. That's a rule I have. I don't see them on the weekend ever. Except when we have a like business, trip or something with the employees. But it has to be an activity, a prepared activity by the HR. Otherwise, I just don't see them. Um, but I have 3 kids, and they are very much like involved by default because I work on the kitchen table actually when they're home. So that's something I didn't get yet, like to separate the private life from the business. Um, I didn't do it yet. Sorry about that.
No
I don't
problem.
have the keys. If you ever have the solution, call me back. You know.
I will, but I think that you'll potentially find it much more quickly than I will.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyways, let's bet on that and let's see.
all right, we'll make a bet offline for sure.
That's
Uh,
pretty good. Yeah.
Final question. I want you to respond to this quote and take as much time as you need. Quote: "We are not superhuman. We make mistakes in our assumptions, in our calculations, and in our conclusions.
Mm.
That we make mistakes is forgivable, but that we catch them is imperative. Thus, it is the essence of modernity to not only to be able to check one's own work, but to also have one's work checked and to be able to check the work of others."
It really reminds me of something I read recently, and maybe this is not the way you want it to be, but the guy was saying something very interesting. He said, the thing we forget when we plan is uncertainty. And if everything was certain, if there was absolutely no uncertainty, we would always achieve from point A to point B. Now, where do we fail is to expect uncertainty, which are, in my opinion, the error, the bad assumptions that we're making, and how do we plan ahead to avoid them and to, like get away from the obstacle, get proper training to do things we assume we're already good when we just know nothing. Just like when I was 18 years old, I assumed I knew everything, but at the end of the day, I just fell off, and this is where I got my face on the floor, so that's what I would say. Just train yourself to expect uncertainty. Always expect that you're not going to be good enough and that you still need training to achieve your goals. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, yeah, this is very good. Just expect you're still not good enough and practice. Yeah, I love it. Thanks.
Set clear goals, practice, and train.
I love it. Yeah, set yourself clear goals, practice and train. Yeah, I love it. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Andre. And once again, that's Andre Roseberry, the CEO of Rasakti. Thanks for having the time to join us on the show, Andre.
It was a real pleasure, Matt. Thanks for getting me on.